So let's go ahead and get started here. So one of the reasons I chose you for this was because when Migate no Gokui, known as Ultra Instinct also, when the full version or full mastered form of that basically hit the online with Toriyama's original character design for it, because we kept hearing that Goku is going to have his full powered of Ultra Instinct. Everybody's wondering what's it gonna look like, how's it gonna look, oh my gosh, what's it gonna be like. And it hit, and yeah, it gave a lot of people were not happy with it, because a lot of people felt that this is just Goku with white hair or silver hair, or gray haired or something like that. Now I want you to go ahead, basically break down to us why you were so outspoken about that. I remember on Facebook you almost sort of went on this mini rant and everything, and I'll talk about what I replied about it. But yeah, man, just go ahead. Let the audience know out there. What was your issue with this design of Migate no Gokui's mastered form for Son Goku?
Well, my thing is just it's just so simple. The simplicity of it is just so basic. I mean, I know you don't want too much of a difference when you change levels of power. You want the obvious changes that people know that it's different, like you change the color of the hair or a slight change in anatomy and differences like that. But it's just like he basically just took the original and just turned the hair gray. And that's just basically what it looks like. I mean, there is a little difference with the eyes and stuff a bit, but that's basically all there is. I mean, I have nothing against Toriyama and his creative thinking. I mean, over the years, he's had massive upon massive ideas come through, but I just feel this was just so basically done. I think because of all the momentum and all the build-up to this character and finally seeing it, I guess that's why I felt the way I did. And I still kind of do now, but, it's just good to see that's all coming to fruition.
Yeah, man, and I remember. If you remember, I had replied to you, and there was a lot of people, people who were following it. His friends on Facebook, they were following it, and they kept responding to me like, this is lame, like, and I didn't argue with him. If you notice, I didn't argue with him. All I did was I pretty much shrugged my shoulders, and I'm like, hey, Toriyama is probably not as motivated as he. Obviously, we can look at the designs.
True.
He's not as motivated as he used to be, and everything. But we gotta remember though, Toriyama, man, when did he start the Dragon Ball manga? I think in 1984. I think I could be wrong about
Yeah.
that. If so, anyone out there, please correct me in the comments. So you think about it, from 1984 to 1995. That is a long time to work on a series. A weekly series. Man, that's massive. And let's just go with this. Technology wasn't what it was back in the 80s as it
Right.
is now. So you couldn't do like Photoshop. He was doing everything almost pretty much by hand. That
Yes.
being said, then let's not go before that. He had Dr. Slump, which was a huge success. And then even before that, I remember you telling me many years ago about, even before Dr. Slump, just how hard Toriyama, had to work before he got to those and everything. So think about just the years, decades that he had already accumulated by the time he was done with Dragon Ball, because let's face it, man was definitely probably a millionaire by the time he did Dr. Slump. That was his big success. So
Right.
everything with Dragon Ball was just adding to it. So this guy had to be burnt out. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Seth Rollins, what did he say? Burn it down! Oh my gosh, yeah, that's horrible. But he was burnt out.
Burn out.
Man. Yeah, Toriyama had to be burnt out, and look how long it was before we got a Dragon Ball series that was highly influenced under his. Like, yeah, he was a part of Dragon Ball GT. Oh, I forgot, I have to say, like, Dragon Ball GT. It's just the way the narrator always said it in the Funimation dub. But yeah,
So
I mean,
serious.
I don't know. Yeah, Toriyama. He was involved with the creative, the art designs and everything for several of the Dragon Ball GT characters, as well as the movies and everything. So I mean, Toriyama was completely burnt out. And hey, I'm not up here defending. I just want to let everyone know, get an understanding that Toriyama got involved back into Dragon Ball Super with Battle of Gods. After all these times. So that's what
Exactly.
I was telling you though. The fact that we're getting this much out of Toriyama is a blessing in and of itself. I mean, it took this
It is.
long took this long for Toriyama to finally get back into, I would say, the full swing of things when it came to Dragon Ball. And he went for the simplistic design. One of the things I'm gonna say about this is when you get the design and it's the art of Toriyama. When I first saw it, I'm like, it's silver hair. I'm like, that looks oddly familiar, and I think I sent you the photo over here via Facebook. The design of it itself, I'm like, isn't that the exact same concept art he released for Battle of Gods for Super Saiyan God, known as Super Saiyan God in the Funimation dub? And it's like, it's almost the exact same pose, almost the exact same facial expression. So what's gone on here is, I'm like, did he just go into Photoshop and just use the color change tool or something like that to
just
basically
swatch those colors?
Yeah, just make it red. I'm like, oh man. So yeah, I think Toriyama may do digital work nowadays. Once again, correct me if I'm wrong in this. I definitely will. If I'm wrong, call me out on it. I definitely will admit to that. But yeah, it's like, okay, it's like going back to Battle Gods. Remember when everyone first heard there's gonna be a Super Saiyan God form, and everyone's thinking like, oh man, how's he gonna outdo Super Saiyan 3? And there was fan art going around like, is he making Super Saiyan 4 just this time with golden hair? Like, you remember seeing those fan arts of where like they were showing Beerus getting like he has his finger on Beerus and Beerus is scared and he's like Super Saiyan 4 just gold hair. That's what everybody was thinking, and everybody's like, what is just a skinnier Goku with red hair and a fiery aura? And it's like, well, I just so simplistic, like like how is he gonna up the ante with all the Super Saiyan transformations? So the thing about that was I saw it and I was like, okay, silver hair. I mean, I'm like, okay, it looks pretty cool. But it's like, I guess because I wasn't outraged about it because I'm like, Toriyama, he's not the same Toriyama from the 80s and 90s that worked on Dragon Ball Z. That Toriyama had a lot more energy. He's stated, Toriyama has come out and stated that he doesn't have the stamina to create another full, draw a whole manga out again, So
that's understandable.
Yeah, he doesn't have to, but doing the writing here and everything, like the monologues that he's doing, like I said, and the fact that he still does some of the character designs, it's a blessing that we're getting that. But I want to really give high praise to the animators, because the animators really deserve a lot of credit, and I don't know how many people think about this, like, because check this out. For all you want to say about the Migate no Gokui form and all the outrage of the simplisticness of it, when that music hit, I've told you, because everyone out there, Matt's a wrestling fan, he loves Glorious Domination from Bobby Roode, and the song that sort of I'm in love with a lot right now is Norihito Sumitomi's The Final Death Match, which is the theme, and I've said it before in my reviews, when the violin hits dun 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 dun. That when that music hit, you could see all the reactions. Everyone is on their feet, in what we call in WWE wrestling. If you're a professional wrestler, marking out. You're not thinking about Goku going, at least for me, and I know a lot of people. You're not thinking about all the hair is silver. You're thinking about how cool and epic this moment is of Goku getting enraged and about to unleash all HFIL on Jiren. You guys who followed the Ocean dub back in the mid-90s, you know that one. Home of infinite losers. But for real, dude, I mean, when Goku would go into the final Ultra Instinct, the music, the way the animators, because that was some of the best animation we've seen in all of Dragon Ball, maybe the best animation. I will say it was the best animation we've seen in Dragon Ball, that Goku and Jiren fight. I mean, dude, tell me, Matt, yourself, when you were looking at that incredible Goku and Jiren fight, was Goku's silver hair, was the design even going through your mind, or were you caught up in all the epic music, the epic action, and like I felt like the animators, they did they really did a good job in the way they constructed that to get it all full over, to get that form over. So you're not thinking about the simplicity of the color, you're thinking about how epic it is, the animation, just all that stuff. So like, really, it's the last thing that's going through my mind. I'm just caught up in all the epicness of Goku versus Jiren. So yeah, what's your thoughts on that in terms of how the animators took Toriyama's design and how they applied that to the animation?
It was perfection. The animation was absolute perfection. The movements, the way they just flow and everything. It was just god tier animating. It was just I knew they would cut loose with the animations, but you can see a difference from what they were doing in that sequence compared to everything else, and it was just beautiful. It was masterful. And no, I was not thinking of the hair. I wasn't thinking about anatomy. I wasn't thinking about, different lines and subjects going on. I was just thinking about the action, the music, everything, the movement it set the tone, and you were just enjoying the fight. You weren't paying attention to how many hairs or this and that. You were just focusing on the battle between them both, and that's all it boils down to. And it just shows that as long as you have good storytelling and good sequences and everything, you can really do a lot with that.
Exactly, man. Yeah, that's what I felt like. They really got those over. Hey everybody, SONGOSHUAKU'S here! Thanks for checking out this clip from me and Matt Dillingham's Dragon Ball Super character design discussion, originally released back on August 26, 2018. For the full version, click the link in the video, and the links to all our social media are in the description below.